morning from my yoga mat. So today starts week 10, and I know those of you anxiously following along. Casey, what happened to the other weeks? Y'all. First of all, I just watched my week 7 video again, and I can't tell you what a rambling mess that was. I'm so sorry. For the people who watched that, why? Why did you do that? Waste of your time. What I will tell you is I generally had so much brain fog and felt like so much shit that was the best I could do. Anyway, so today's video is going to be a little more succinct, hopefully a little less rambling, and hopefully we get a little more information passed on. That's my goal. That's my promise. Let's see if I can do it. I am sitting on the floor. I just did my morning pregnancy yoga. I've got my water, which is actually almost empty. And I'm going to start today by telling you that we went to the doctor. Yay! So our first appointment was on October 27th. Today is October 30th. Ooh. We waited an hour and a half to see the doctor at the very end of the day because they just got so behind. Essentially, we didn't get a scan. So we just had like an exam and she answered a bunch of questions and we took some blood work and she did a pap smear and like that kind of stuff and was like, okay, great. Well, we'll see what your levels are and we'll see if everything is progressing well. She was optimistic, which is great. And I had my whole little notebook with my list of questions and she answered them in her very special way. Yeah, it was kind of cool to have Dan like in a room. he was surprised about like the paper dress that they give you at the gynecologist. He was like, this is paper. I was like, yeah. And so the next day they were very quick about getting the results back. Obviously the urine test was like, yes, you are pregnant. That was reassuring because I had not taken a pregnancy test since week 5 or whatever I took like the last one. And then they did an HCG test. The doctor was like, well, if we're over 50 to 60, we're good. If it's around there, we'll want you to come back and do more. And if it's below that, then that might be a sign for concern. So 50 to 60,000 parts per whatever. So mine came back 115,000. So we're good. Now we are scheduled for our first ultrasound. That I'm very excited about. I was really hoping we would have one at our first appointment because I was hoping to tell our parents on Halloween because it's my mom's like favorite holiday and it'd be like so cool to be like, come look at our Halloween decorations, ta-da! But alas, not to be. But we'll call them next Monday and that'll be fun because I really want to be able to show them like a picture. I think that's like a moment that I really want. I also want to see it, you know what I mean? That was the first appointment. Not an entire like dream moment, but it was a success because there will be a baby probably. Here's what I'm experiencing now. I'm having lots of digestive issues. It's not so much nausea anymore like it was those couple of early weeks. It's so much fatigue. Like I can't get anything done. I have not edited a photo shoot. I think I have like 16 or 17 shoots to edit on my desk right now. I know I look positive, but it's dread is what it is. And it's fatigue like sick fatigue, not fatigue like, I didn't get enough sleep or I didn't, I worked out really hard or whatever. No, this is like, I feel sick. I feel like my body is telling me to rest because it is telling me to rest. It's working really fucking hard apparently. First trimester is all naps and water is apparently, which is fine. My boobs are not as tender. They're still like big, but they're not like as sore. I'm thankful, I guess, that the symptoms are not compounding. They are just shifting. So like I'll get a symptom and then my body will adjust. So like in the last video, I was like super congested. I'm not suffering with that really anymore. It's like my body gets used to a symptom and adjusts and learns and figures out what it needs to do to get through it. And then a new symptom comes. Worries. Yet again, not so worried about miscarriage anymore. Like I'm not like obsessed about it as I was before. Obviously the stats decrease every week that you get closer to having the baby. I think I'm putting a finger on what the problem is. From the first moment that I ever Googled anything about pregnancy, all of my social media accounts knew that I was pregnant before any of my family has found out that I'm pregnant. It's really messed up. That's a video for another day. Great things about the internet and awful things about the internet. great things is that it allows people to share their stories and feel less alone. I am taking advantage of that. The bad thing is, the stuff that is trending is the stuff that is sensational and the stuff that is easy to sensationalize. So, because my social medias know that I am pregnant, they are sending me sensational material that has to do with pregnancy. Sensational material that has to do with pregnancy has to do with traumatic pregnancies or infant loss or pregnancy loss. So I'm constantly bombarded with these awful and tragic stories of these women who have had traumatic pregnancies, traumatic births, and traumatic losses. And I'm heartbroken for these people, obviously. I have seen 0 stories about positive experiences in pregnancy, positive experiences with birth, and positive experiences with infancy. And that is not good for my psyche. And there's not a lot I can do about it except stop using the platforms. It's overwhelming, it's depressing, it's anxiety inducing. And I think that early on, the reason I had so many fears about having a miscarriage was because it just felt like that was what happened to everyone. That was all I was seeing. I need to figure out a way to rewrite my brain into remembering that a lot of things go right for a lot of people. The things that go wrong are happening to a lot of people, and a lot more than they should, but to still a minority of people, no matter what percentage of my Instagram feed they take up. So overcoming the negativity is hard. That's the hard thing I'm struggling with right now. Because I've been feeling good, right? I had seen early on a video of this woman who had lost her pregnancy at 7.5 weeks. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I can only get to 7.5 weeks. Did it, passed it. Then I saw a video of a woman who lost her baby at 9.5 weeks. And I was like, okay, if I can only get to 9.5 weeks, then I passed it. And then this morning, I got a video of a woman who had an excellent pregnancy, had 2 other children, had her baby, was showing all these videos of her baby, and then her baby died. And it occurred to me, it's like, there will never be a time that I won't worry. I could worry through the whole thing, but that's not good. And how many of my friends that know about this, which is not very many, but like, you know, the friends I talk to on a regular basis, when I talk to them about my worries, they're like, you're going to spend your entire pregnancy worried, and then you're not going to be enjoying it. And they're so right. And I try to like start my day and remember that and be like, you've got a whole nother day of this like crazy experience. Enjoy it. So I need to start making a pact with myself that I'm just like not going to engage with that kind of material. I want these women to feel supported. I want them to be able to share their stories. But for my own mental health, I'm gonna have to turn away from that content. It feels bad to like say that it's like negative. It's negative content, because it's not, but it is. So maybe that's like the goal of like these videos now. It's like to reassure people that like, hey, look, I know there's a lot of bad stuff out there, but like women have been doing this for millennia and we've survived as a human species. So like more has gone right than has gone wrong. Let's remember that. Like I don't have to do anything. I'm not doing anything. I have to sleep. I have to drink water. I'm taking my prenatal vitamin. My body seems to know what else to do. So that's what's happening. I start week 10 today. So that's it. I'm going to stop rambling because I'm going to make another video next week. I'm going to do it. I'm well. I hope you are too. Bye.